evening.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Christian Artist Seminar 2013. I'm Katty, and this is Guido, will be your hosts tonight. So, I hope you're all looking forward to a fantastic and inspiring week.
No. It's warm in here, eh? You have to think a little bit about it. Yeah. So, I hope you came here with high expectations. Yeah? I hope you came here to get encouraged, to get creatively motivated, to meet friends, old friends, and make new friends. If this is the standard for this week, we are on the right track. Because we decided tonight to do it a little bit different than normal. We are not going to introduce the artists about their amazing awards, about their amazing accomplishments, about their amazing academic background. You can read it in the brochures. Because in the end of the day, they are all absolutely amazing, otherwise they wouldn't be on this stage. True? So, the art will speak for itself. And this is in the end the only thing that we will remember, hopefully. Right? Okay. So, we came up with 2 reasons. Katty.
Yes, we had 2 special questions to ask the artists, and you're gonna experience what they answered.
Okay, so the first question had to do with something, maybe you can bring up the first artist.
I'll see if the person's ready.
Okay. Because we asked them something to describe their personal preference, their favorite facial characteristic. So, the first artist of tonight looks like this. If you don't know who it is yet, you will find out by the question, the personal question we asked him.
And the question was, of all the alcoholic beverages in the world, which one sings the best?
And his answer was a fine old Scottish whiskey, although I tasted it only once in my life.
And the reason for that is the taste lasts for 2 seconds and then it develops and it becomes very special.
So, without any further ado, give a big hand of applause for our first artist of tonight, Ruben Becks.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Torsten on cello, Paul on soprano saxophone, and Matthijs on drums. I would like to invite some other musicians on. Jurjan, Werner, Hanna, Dil, just to have a good group of people opening. This first piece was called Open, and the second piece is called Tandem.
Ruben, thank you very much. We have a very special guest with us tonight, and her name is Roswitha Goppehut. And we do this seriously, not with masks and all the other interesting questions, by the way. But Roswitha Goppehut is the General Secretary of ESA, that's the European Centre of Workers' Questions. And to be honest, if she would not be there, and this beautiful center, what is just 8 kilometers away or 10 kilometers away in Koningswinter, this seminar would not exist. So we owe her an incredible lot of things. So please welcome her with a big hand. Roswitha.
Yeah, it's so dark, huh? I cannot see anything, only the people in the first row. Huh? Leen said that it is a serious thing that I'm here and that we are working together with ESA. I think the whole week is more or less a little bit serious. I, for myself, found also that it was very serious and very impressive to listen to the first performance just now. It was a very special opening for a seminar where ESA is a partner of. Yeah, dear Leen, dear colleagues from the Catholic Social Institute, ladies and gentlemen, dear artists, let me first express many thanks to you, Leen, and to your family for organizing this seminar with great enthusiasm as all the many years before. And of course, many thanks to the hosting institute, the Catholic Social Institute. Both are members of ESA, and that you are here, Leen, with your group shows me that our network is functioning very, very well. Both the Catholic Institute as well as the CNV Kunstenbund, they have something in common. They have to look permanently for new paths, being creative in our so rapidly changing world. And I would like to thank also Joachim Herudek and Susanna Török for their permanent work to support this Christian social seminar every year. And I don't know, I think Joachim is here, yes or no? Or Susanna, you are here? Huh? Ah, that's a good sign. Huh? I hope to shake hands to you later on afterwards. Together with ESA, that means with another 65 member organizations in 22 countries, we express exchanges of best practices regarding the social dialogue. Examples from other countries improving social partnership, for example, the very important subject about youth unemployment. You know the figures, I'm sure about that. Or when we are speaking about the integration of migrants, maybe that some of you are facing the same problems when we look for jobs entering into the labor market. But what I would like to express in my short welcoming words is your role, your situation within the social dialogue. And the opening ceremony as well has been a social dialogue in a special sense. But in times of crisis, the question that must be asked is to what extent there is understanding for other cultures when important political decisions are taken. Last week, we have been with the management of our organization in the European Economic and Social Committee. And the president told us it is the most important thing that European institutions have to fill the gap between the European institutions and the European citizens. We have to reduce the gap between both. But how? Citizens, young people as you are, they see the importance of a united Europe. but governments will keep their self-reliance in almost important areas. We seriously ask ourselves, what will be the result of next European elections in May 2014? Less participation or more participation going to vote? For what shall citizens vote? Do you know for what, for whom to vote? Do we know the political programs of each European party? Are we interested in getting this knowledge? This is the other side of the same coin. What should happen so that we are interested in European politics? For us, it means in European social policy. This is so important, but always a neglected subject. It comes always behind other important subjects as well. But if the social situation is not functioning well, we know the results. We know that we have to reduce the gap, bringing contents of European policy closer to the citizens and strengthen the social dialogue with the society. It's our society. We, as citizens, are the most important part of it. Is it a task for you as artists to bring people closer to each other? I think that you have the very best imagination to do this, to work for a better understanding. We could see it in the opening ceremony. To pioneer new ways of creating an added value in Europe. Here in Bad Honnef, you are together again with colleagues coming from other European countries. You might continue with this idea, and I'm sure you will do that. The mentioned society social dialogue includes a very important social dialogue between the social partners. It's part of the social dialogue of our society. And it's part on many areas. You have the European level, you have as well the national, the regional level, you have the branches, and you have the business level. Maybe that the last one is the most important in your area where you are busy with. This is an important democratic, permanent tool, a strong perch of a society tree. If the tree shall bring healthy fruits, we have to be part of the social partnership. We have to avoid that so many artists are living in poverty or not secured in their jobs. We have to avoid unfair wages. Flexibility, for example, creates creativity, but too much flexibility is bad if existential problems will be present. We have to fight for very good working conditions, and we have to find the right way of communication for this. Len Larivière has written in his project application that he will discuss with you how to reach the EU 2020 strategy goals. For example, about artists' income after the crisis, possible actions, and how to use these insights for improvements. You can discuss your social situations, possible challenges, of course, also for your professional life, during the plenary sessions and in the workshops reflecting social dialogue. The European Commission is interested in your contributions, your ideas. It seems too far away, but it is not the case. It can be very close. They are looking for your ideas, receiving answers on their reports about nowadays potential of cultural and creative industries, for example. The Commission is depending on your contributions to the Union innovation, the digital agenda, how to tackle climate problems, the climate change, for example, the agenda for new skills and new jobs. These are flagships of the so-called 2020 strategy, parts of it to make it easier to come to results. Working with them, with the Commission, together can lead to a win-win situation for you and for a qualified European social model where we would like to profit from in our continent. Being active in social partnership means, in the first line, being responsible for the professional and social life of yourself and for your colleagues. In the conclusion, let's say, for example, for collective agreements on the level which I have mentioned before. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear artists, in all these different branches you will deal with during the next week, I wish you a fruitful time here in Bad Honnef, fruitful in the sense of improving social dialogue in your area as well as improving your skills for your professional life. I think it's a very good combination to have both together for 1 week, as we are part of it. We are part of the society, and you need to live your professional life. Thanks a lot. What's that?
We like to give you a bushel of flowers as thanks for all your great help through the years. Okay, and now back to our host.
But you know, Lane, EZA can be so strong as our partners are. Huh? It's also a win-win situation, a special one. Huh?
Okay, our host.
Very much for all the wonderful words. And also, one more round of applause for the amazing Ruben Becks.
Oh, yeah.
And crew.
Right.
I think it's time for the next artist.
Yes.
Can you check if
I'll
she is
see.
ready? It's a she.
How did you say that? You can't say
yeah.
that.
Well, we already know, even if she comes up in a dress, it's not Ruben Becks because he was already here. So,
It seems like we have a multiple personality here.
yes, because when we ask which characteristic face do you prefer, or which suits you, she said, in the morning I woke up like this. And the rest of the day I look like this. So, I'm so glad it's already evening. But who's behind the mask? Well, to find out, you have to think about the question we asked her.
Yes, the question was, of course, for a girl, which shape of cloud do you dream of sitting on?
And her answer was very simple. Oh, no shape. Fluffy and bouncy.
Of course. And then the reason for that, because she's a dancer, it is because she likes dancing, moving, and interacting.
And since her pregnancy, she hasn't been dancing for 5 years. So it's going to be quite a surprise and something spectacular, because she will be fluffy and bouncy here on the stage, hopefully. We are going to look at a wonderful performance of Ruth Hodges. Give her a big applause.
Hello. Oh, hi. Just wanted to say a few words. So yes, I stopped dancing when I was pregnant with Chloe 5 years ago. And it was a surprise to me when I heard I was dancing at CA this year. Also, what's interesting is that for me, I've been with a dance company for 12 years, and I haven't been a solo artist, well, since 16 years now, since I was a solo artist. And so I didn't really know where to start. So I went back in time and I revisited the first solo I ever made. And I got the music and I remembered the starting position and I couldn't remember anything else about it. And it's been a real, it's based on Psalm 139. So I've had to make it from scratch again. And it's been really interesting for me, when I first made this solo, the inspiration for it, the soundtrack. I was young and I was at a time in my life when I needed to be loved, I guess. And now I'm a mum. That doesn't really do it anymore. So looking at this as a mum just brought a whole new take on it, and I guess that's what maybe is in this dance, is perhaps a bit of childhood and a little bit of being a mum. And it's really short.
Εδοκίμασέ με και έγνος με. Σύ εγνώς την καθέδρα και την έγερσή μου. Σύ σύνικα στους διαλογισμούς μου από μακρόθεν, την τριβού μου και τη σχήνου μου. Σύ εξαγνιάσα και πάσα στα οδούς μου προείδες, ότι ουκ έστι δόλος εν τη γλώτη μου. Ιδού, Κύριε, σύ έγνος πάντα τα έσχατα και τα αρχαία. Σύ επλασάς με και έθηκες επί εμέ την χέραν σου. Εθαυμαστώθη η γνώση σου εξ εμού, εκρατεώθη. Ου δύναμαι προς αυτή. Πού πορευθώ από του πνεύματός σου και από του προσώπου σου, πού φύγω. Εάν αναβώ εις των ουρανών, σύ εκεί. Εάν καταβώ εις τον Άδη, πάρει.
Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am wonderfully made. My frame was not different from you. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. Praise you because I am for you created my inmost being. My frame was knit me together when I was woven together. I praise you because I am
Give her one more big round of applause. Ruth, huge. It's incredible the amount of different kind of art forms you see on the stage, right?
Yes.
And some people you only see once, and some people you see all the time.
Like 1,000 times.
Yeah. Which is amazing because they're really good, so I don't mind to see them over and over again.
Me neither.
Okay, so it's like the same with the next artist. Everybody wants to perform together with him. So we see him over and over again, which is great. But now you will see something like typical him.
Should I have a look?
Yes, perfect.
I'll see.
And of course, we asked also a preference of the specific facial characteristic of this performer. And we already knew what it would be like, because this is so typically him. A matter of fact, you won't see the difference when he puts the face almost, but you will immediately recognize what I say. Is it true?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we need more people who smile like that all the time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And we ask him a question.
You hungry? Okay, the question was, if you could talk to a vegetable, which one would you apologize to?
And his answer was one that I wouldn't come up with. Magic mushrooms from Thailand.
Yeah, and the reason is because he never actually tasted them. But the rest is a different story for another time, maybe.
At the bar tonight, you have to
Yeah,
ask
probably.
him, because it's an amazing story. But you say, you cannot tell that here. So what happened was, no, okay, at the bar. So, without any further ado, give him a big, big, big hand of applause, our own Werner.
Those days when we were younger. At about 25 years ago, I was traveling to Southeast Asia and met two crazy guys in the plane from Frankfurt, and we made a stop for 8 hours in Baghdad. It was the only time I'd ever been in Baghdad, and then kind of became friends for a couple of days and stayed in Bangkok, went down to Koh Samui, and there was this strange encounter with the magic mushrooms. I didn't try them, but the one who tried them had to pay them in advance. Kind of vegetable that grows just when there's a strong rain, and you see the local people run out with their baskets and collecting the mushrooms that really come out of the ground, but they are no good. Don't try them. Don't try them. I've got 4 guitar tunes, and one is from a Brazilian guitar player called Baden Powell. Leiser bitte, softer. One of the great good things is here is to meet old friends, to meet old, good new friends as well. And I just saw from the backside, Paul and Heike, great. I'm looking forward to the time that we're gonna have to talk to each other. And I remember the tune that I played on your wedding. And so that's a kind of wedding tune number 2 for you both. The other ones may listen, of course. And it's a tune from Stevie Wonder called You Are the Sunshine of My Wife. My life. I'd like to finish with 2 tunes that I play in a row. The first is a tango that I wrote a couple of years ago, and the second one that I try to imitate a samba. The first song is called Tango Triste, and the second one, Spring Song.
Werner Hooks. Give him another random applause.
I would love to go to his workshop. I would love to take a workshop one day.
Really?
Yeah. Does
You
he
know-
give any workshops?
He does give a workshop here.
Who is going to Werner's workshop tomorrow? Can I see some hands? No, you're not. Because I have a small announcement. The workshop of Werner in shift 4 is actually postponed. So he will start not tomorrow, but the day after. And he promised us, he said, don't worry, I will make up the time, but there were some technical things. So he's going to start on Monday. So if you sign up for the workshop of Werner, it doesn't start tomorrow, but the day after, shift 4. That's from 3:45 to 4:45. Okay? So I think it's time for the next artist to get on stage. Can
I'll
you
try
check?
and find the person.
Perfect. Okay. Well, the next artist is a singer, maybe. It's going to be a big surprise.
It's upside down.
And I hear already something.
He had a bit of a roly-poly.
Oh, yeah. Aha. Aha. As you can see, he likes to see the world upside down.
It's a great view.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, but I will tell you about that later. So, the question we asked this artist.
Of course, it comes from a girl. What would your teddy bear say about you?
And his answer was, don't talk about this guy.
And why? Because it's risky. If you talk about him, it would change the second after.
Luckily, we don't have to talk about the great results he accomplished with his students in Sofia at the Fine Art Academy. But we don't have to talk about it because he is going to show it. So we ask a big hand of applause for nobody less than Teddy Leo.
Good evening to everybody. I will go to close to my miracle machine. This is my laptop. Let's see. So I will not continue to test your readability on Cyrillic. Something wrong? So this is our students' work, which I would like to share with you. The topic is a very special one because we start a pilot project with Bulgarian Ministry of Culture to create projects for redesign of most of Bulgarian museums, which actually last 20 years was most of them out of date with contemporary museum exhibition trends, and this was a special focus for last academic year, and there is a result of some of the best of them, and there was part of special exhibition during Sofia Design Week, and they win a special award on that. So this is museum's permanent and temporary exhibitions. This is interior of temporary exhibition dedicated to bear and development of the honey producing from the ancient to current days. The exhibition includes a whole first floor of Municipal Gallery of Sofia. This is another one project which is linked with submarine and marina in Varna, biggest city of Black Sea coast of Bulgaria. This is another one project dedicated to culture of bread and bread producing, which is very, very basic for this part of Europe, Mediterranean one. It starts from research with ancient Egypt producing of bread and till our days. So this project is for Museum of Academy, the institution where I'm teaching at the moment. Next project is focused on travelers in different areas from the sea, travelers, sea, mountains. We try to training our students to create exhibition which will be very attractive for the young generation especially, to transform image of the museum of something boring place to one attractive one. This exhibition is dedicated to Orpheus. This is one of the doyen of Bulgarian graphic stage, Stefan Kanchev. He created a huge amount of logos and corporate identities. One of the famous Bulgarian artists abroad. And this is an exhibition which we present during Sofia Design Week with these students' artworks and projects. So this is a colleague of mine, which we trained our students together. So this is, was the first part of projects with us I would like to share with you. And second one is another one special project which was held some weeks ago. This is temporary protected space. This year, Water Tower Art Fest title. This is a real water tower, which giving the name of the festival. This is Festival for Alternative Contemporary Art. It's focused mainly on the young artists and a lot of participants from abroad. This give a chance to local young artists to show and share their works. This is Art Fest opening next to the water tower. And I was invited to create special interactive action in frame for that festival. Title is Up in Smoke. This was invitations for the performance. It was in SAMCA, Sophie Arsenal Museum for Contemporary Art. It was in Midsummer Night. SAMCA, this is front facade of the building. There is a specific story, and Up in Smoke is site-specific action. The opening of museum was held before 2 years, just before Member of Parliament elections from the Prime Minister of Bulgaria. But fact was that they only opened the facade. So they provoke me to play with smoke. Smoke in general is multi-meaning symbol. This is a glass facade, luxury viewing, just in front of the real building. The comments of a lot of my colleagues was that is nonsense because it's taken too much money to build up and after that finish for renovation of old museum. Finish with that way. So I put a smoke between that glass facade and real facade. And invited young artists to visualize their attacks on that smoking wall behind the museum facade. Create a lighting, calligraphy and graffiti. Kids was first visitors of that smoke area. And it was funny because the smoke, it is stage smoke, you know that? And he has a cherry smell. In one moment, the building start look like a house of ghosts. This is a part of my colleagues which helped me with realization of that project. The people late till midnight continue to play with that smoky environment. Thank you very much.
Give him one more hand of applause, Teddy. And I have to thank him personally because I remembered something. Because he was talking about the smoke, and then I thought, wait, public announcements. So I'm going to start with the public announcements of this night. Please, can you turn off your phone? The second thing is at 11 p.m. tonight, please be a little bit silent in the whole area because some people want to get some rest. So jamming out, artists also do it in the basement. The breakfast starts at 7:30. There is also an announcement about the cars parked in the front, because there's a special area for the cars, and it's actually the white spots, the blocks, and you can park your car inside this area. It's like a concept in Germany. If you're outside of this area, you will get a ticket. I found out last year. And there is actually a red Mercedes 02 STLT and a black Mercedes GML SS7, and they're both parked outside this zone. So, or you have a very expensive parking place, or you have to move your car. Then the owner of the license plate LS5532 can pick up his license plate at the front desk. We found it. Then, smoking is prohibited in the whole building. If you have the tendency to smoke, you can do that outside. If you are too late, please come to me. And I will get rid of your cigarette. Okay. So, about the next artist. can you check if the stunt double is ready? Because we asked the next artist to also pick out a favorite characteristic face. And he said, yeah, but I also need to be ready to get on the stage. So we said, we have stunt doubles. So now we are going to get a stunt double out here. A tech stunt double. And, no, I recognize the top side of the artist already. It's the artist himself. The only thing, yes. So we also asked this artist one question.
Hello, yes. The question was, if you could choose, would you like to be a feather or a stone?
And he told us, can I be both? And we said, you can be both, of course, in theory. But if you have to choose one, which one would you choose? And he chose a feather.
And the reason is because a feather is lighter and doesn't do that much damage.
And I will assure you his music won't either. I hope you will all enjoy his music, because for sure we will. Give him a big hand of applause. John Featherstone.
Thank you. I would like to welcome to the stage Torsten Harder. I'd also like to welcome to the stage my music stand. And a round of applause for the music stand. Thank you very much. For the next 12 minutes or so, 3 new songs which haven't been performed before. The last one, or one of these, was actually written last week. This one was written probably a couple of weeks ago. I have just sold a house, and it's as you do that, you find that you have collected over the years a lot of rubbish. We call that junk or tat. And you've got 3 possibilities. You try and sell it or flog it, or you try and give it away, or eventually you end up giving it to the recycling unit, the dump. And this song was written on the way back from one of these visits to the dump, and the song is called Lighter Every Day. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Naked from the womb, we go naked to the tomb. The tightest weight restriction of them all. In between the two, one mad thing that we all do is pile up useless tat against the wall. Lately I've been gaining peace of mind. The symbols of the past are left behind. Getting lighter every day, I've found a way to lose unwanted kilos. Lighting every day, just throw away what you no longer need. Lighter every day, then again you may find someone who'll pay. So why not try today to flog it on eBay? Flog it on eBay. Everybody knows that's the way the story goes. What once fit in a suitcase fills a van. Hard to turn the tide, so much easier to hide the junk we proudly hoard for all we can. Greater pleasure nowhere can I find than driving to the dump just one more time. Getting lighter every day, I've found a way to lose unwanted kilos. Lighting every day, just throw away what you no longer need. Lighter every day, then again you may find someone who'll pay. So why not try today to flog it on eBay? Flog it on eBay. You'll have a brighter day. Push a final broom across the floor. Say a last goodbye, then close the door. Getting lighter every day, I've found a way to lose unwanted kilos. Lighter every day, just throw away what you no longer need. Lighter every day, then again you may find someone who'll pay. So Why not try today? It's getting in the way. It's broken anyway, so flog it on eBay. Thank you, Torsten. I'd like to welcome to the stage Hannah Claire and Ruben Bex and Matthijs van der Veen. Have we got a Ruben as well? I'm sure he'll be there sometime. I can see a shadow behind me. Wonderful. Oh no, it's the wrong sort of shadow. Anyway, this song is called Keep Your Distance. You understand that at Christian Artists we believe in collaboration across the arts and so on. And the lyrics for this song were written by a certain Peter Smith, fine artist and teacher who is here with us. And he took to writing poetry on a sort of therapeutic, artistic pursuit. And he's given me a text about a frustrated relationship. And I'm hoping that you will recognize the reference in this song to what you see on British motorways quite often, which is keep two chevrons apart. Those little V shapes that you're supposed to leave two of those between you and the next car. And another notice which says, keep your distance. Okay, now, so I think we're pretty well all complete. Jack pugs are going in all over the place. This is wonderful. And this is just a sort of a nice bluesy number. So thanks to Peter. Okay, off we go then. So keep your distance.
Your distance, honey. Now is not the time to start. Keep your distance, honey. Too close would not be smart. I can see the way you feel, but keep two chevrons apart.
Keep my distance, darling. Now that is quite an art. Keep my distance, darling. You're gonna break my heart. All you ever say to me is keep two chevrons apart. Only two chevrons. Just stay the way we are. Only two chevrons. So near and yet so far.
Keep your distance, baby.
Distance, baby.
Or else we'll have to part.
Don't say we have to part.
Keep your distance, baby.
Distance, baby.
Don't rock the apple cart.
Don't rock the apple cart.
You can only be good friends, so
keep two chevrons apart. Keep two chevrons apart. Just stay the way we are.
Just as we are.
Just as we are. Only two chevrons. So near and yet so far. Keep your distance. Just stay the way we are.
Just as we are.
Just as we are. Only two chevrons. So near and yet so far.
Keep your distance, honey. Now's not the time to start.
So, 1, 2, 3. How many wake-up calls will it take for me to make a move? I'm letting every day slip away while nothing changes. I'm marking time, marking time. How could I be so blind not to see what's clear to me today? How often have I known chances blown, be lost forever? I'm marking time, I'm not eternal. Life on earth is fragile. This is no rehearsal, you only get one try. No, I'm not immortal. Playing safe is futile. Not gonna watch the world go by. I wanna live until I die. Live until I die. How many shake-ups more are in store for me before I'm through? Till every page is turned, a lesson learned, the past is over. Marking time, I'm not eternal. Life on earth is fragile. This is no rehearsal, you only get one try. No, I am not immortal. Playing safe is futile. Not gonna watch the world go by. I wanna live until when I'm dead and gone, who will remember till I died. Thank you. Ruben Bex, Matthias van der Veen, Hannah Claire, Torsten Harder, John Featherstone. Thank you. Good night.
He's still here. So nice.
Yeah.
I can listen to him for hours. Just like you get totally in a relaxing modus. Huh?
Get in a groove.
Yeah.
I feel like sitting there like this.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you. And I have to apologize also a little bit because I didn't want to make a joke because I said I can see the top of the artist. It was I would never make a joke about because God is so happy with his face, he's making place for a second one. Remember that. So, the next artist.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
she's over there.
Should I get her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay. And we asked this artist also something, but the conversation started a little bit more interesting because when we met her, it was funny because remember what you said to her? Yeah. It was really funny. What did you say to her?
I said, Nem tudok magyarul.
And I was out of the conversation because they speak the same language. But who's behind the mask? We ask her a second question.
Of course, and you know, between us women, we're supposed to be in the kitchen. That's what you think. So I ask her, if you could be part of the kitchen, which part would you be?
And in the beginning she said, no, I don't want to be in the kitchen. I don't like to cook. She said, no, not in the kitchen. Which part of the kitchen? Ah, very intelligent you. And then she said, where there is something to eat.
Yes.
And that says it all. Give her a big round of applause. Marta Jakobowicz.
Good evening, everybody. I have prepared for you a short summary of my works, of my activity. Just several subjects which return to me and which are inspiring me to explore them and to go on exploring the meanings I would like to approach. The Blue Hills, one of my groups. It is also characteristic that the forms which I inspired from the nature, after a time I make site-specific actions, reverences towards the nature to express my relationship, which I cannot express otherwise. And I put back my works, my forms into the nature, creating a sort of harmony or trying to create a harmony. I like to make different groups, associate objects, and to make my own glazes, my own materials. Other subjects of mine are the great circles, and you will see this one here will be exhibited, the stones. I like so much to explore different techniques in ceramics, and to learn more from the nature, from the possibilities of the materials. Plates of seeds, with seeds. This is also another subject of mine, which I try to solve in different manners and at different temperatures, with different techniques. I could get to different results. I use porcelain, faience, and other materials. These objects are made in raku technique, a Japanese technique. When you take out the pieces from the kiln and you bury them into the earth, making a very powerful reduction, and through that reduction, the chemical aspect, the chemicals are so producing so interesting changes on the surface of the object. Another subject, the circles, the rearrangeable circles, are big installations in which I include ceramic objects, handmade paper, stones, pebbles, corrugated iron, other materials, and it is somehow a big dialogue between materials, also in order to create a harmony, a feeling of wholeness. This was exhibited, this big circle, in the Christian Research Center in Oradea, in our town. Another subject which is permanently returning to me is the problem of the subject of pilgrimage. Pilgrimage as roots of meditation, and I have read a lot about it. I have also thought about, meditated about it, how interesting feelings you can have during such a real pilgrimage, going, for example, to Compostela or to other routes of pilgrimages. We have also in Romania several very interesting pilgrimage routes, as near Suceava, the monastery of, there are very interesting monasteries where people are going to achieve a pilgrimage. Here, surely it's related, these pilgrimages, these routes are related with my ceramic thinking, even with the process of making ceramics, because I am exhibiting my thinking in a certain period, starting from somewhere and going toward a goal, secretful goal, secretful end. Sometimes these pilgrimages of mine are of 7 or 8 meters long away, comprising a lot of ceramics made during a certain period. This is the end of the pilgrimage, something which look like also which has reminiscence from my childhood, from the village and from the churches from my childhood, from Romania, but also it has a relationship with Anatolian idols and with other churches in a very simplified form. This, now you will see several images from my last work, my last pilgrimage. Its title is A Pilgrimage Dream. It is just a sequence, a segment from a route of pilgrimage. Everything is more earthy, more serious. The ceramic pieces, the stones, the corrugated iron, the barks, all imitating each other. I have not interfered. I use as found objects the natural objects, the barks and the stones, the pebbles. I made just the ceramic pieces I made myself. You see also the corrugated iron. There is such an interesting visual dialogue in between those pieces. This shall be exhibited now in Cluj. You can see also a segment of this from this work. The stones are real stones, real pebbles without interventions, and the plate on which they are is made and by glazes I made and I studied and tried to make a dialogue and to be as humble in imitating the stone's effect as I could. These are also mice, a real stone and a stone of from ceramics, you can see. I am fascinated by this relationship, and the pilgrimage goes on. Thank you very much.
There it is. One more big hand of applause for Marta. The next person.
Yes. I'll go and look for the next person.
Yeah.
Person.
Of course, you have no clue. And even with a mask, you wouldn't have a clue. I'll promise you that. It's funny because we see the masks all day, and I already knew which mask he would pick. It's really true. So, we're going to wait here for half an hour. Because he changed his mind, I just hear it. No, here he is. Not completely. So, in the meanwhile,
I've lost a person.
You've lost a person?
Yeah, another person comes first.
Oh, really?
Yes. You didn't pay attention, did you?
With or without mask?
Without.
Without mask? So, it's not going to be a surprise. Except when we're not telling you who it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut off the light. And then we're going to help her to find the place. And then all of a sudden, boom, the lights go on and you give the biggest applause of the night. Okay? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Sounds like an idea.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. It's always good to be here with you at Christian Artist 2013. They didn't ask me to use a mask. I don't know why, but okay. It's the 33rd year. It's really a long, long story. And of course, Lane and me and the staff and you have a lot of stories. And sometimes it's good to listen to the stories about the past, but sometimes also very frustrating and boring. I hope I never become an older lady with stories about how good was the past. Of course, there are very good memories, but also bad memories. I was thinking about Christian artists. There are more good than bad memories. I'm happy that I can say that we tried to respect everybody who were here at Christian Artists. And that this place was a place of understanding, peace and creativity. That we tried, we too didn't judge. I hope for you who are here for the first time that you feel that respect and understanding and love for you as person and for your creativity. I hope this place is a place this week of peace, reflection and joy. Just a good place where everybody is the same important. Have a good week.
So now it's going to be a really big surprise. He's wearing the mask. And we also asked him a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me tell you one thing. We all know him as somebody who's really inspiring, and he did so much for us, and he wrote so many amazing books and gave so much of his wisdom, which you can also see in the face, over the years, that we came up with a question to just squeeze out a little bit more of his wisdom.
Now?
So this is the question.
Okay. If a rhinoceros was going to decide to wear party hats, which color would it be?
On the nose, huh? And the answer was black. So.
And the reason for that is because black is the best color. And he only wears black until they invent something new, something darker.
So, give him a big round of applause. Nobody less than Leen Larivière.
Weird people, aren't they? But okay, it's part of the family, I think. It's true, black is the best color, to my opinion, and it needs people of strong character to be able to have black on their bodies, like me, and some of you. Now, we are almost at the closing of this day, and I've been thinking what would be a moment of inspiration related to this day. And this whole conference, and Roswitha said something about that, about the importance of social dialogues, is that we are working with some building blocks. Not balls, but building blocks. You can even throw them in the air, but we are supposed to build with that towards a future. But then I remembered that if you want to build something, you need a strong foundation. And you need to understand what those blocks are. And one of those building blocks is, and that has been one of the secrets of the seminar since its beginning, that this is not a place for competition, but for cooperation. And unless you relieve yourself from those thoughts of competition, what is this person going to do? Isn't he or she better as me and whatever? You will never grow to who you really are supposed to be. So leave behind all those ideas of competition. Get free and enjoy the great things that God is doing in our midst. Enjoy the beautiful gifts. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the talent God has given you, only to you and nobody else. And that's the spirit of cooperation that is one of the building blocks. Another building block is that we stand in solidarity and prayer together. Nobody can move in this world unless we stand together, because this world outside for the arts and culture have been more harsh as ever before. And I'm not sure or you really know what is happening in the political arena, but if they can make a budget cut, the first they do today is on arts and culture. So many of our brothers and sisters are suffering immensely because of all those situations, and are in great pain. Even I remember, it was a politician, he said a few years ago, "Well, make the artists suffer, because then they make better art. Why should we pay them?" And this was a very, very nasty and very bad comment, and I think you all agree with me. Because still, I believe that people are worth a right pay, whether it's a painting or a piece of music or a dance. But unfortunately, the message of this week is, it will not getting better. So then we have to realize how we survive. And one of the clues I found, and it is in your book on this day, it's a beautiful quote for Psalm 5. And it is said it is written by David, so that's about 3,000 years ago. So what is the difference between David, an artist, and us today? Not so much. He is saying, "But let all who take refuge in you be glad." Refuge. They had to hide. "But let them sing for joy." And then he is saying to God, "Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. For surely, O Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with favor as with a shield." And I said, yes, that's one of a very fundamental building block. Maybe it's even the foundation on which we stand. That we always should realize that whatever the great powers of our world, in the world of art and culture, will say, this is our foundation. David said that 3,000 years ago, and it still is true. We stand for eternity, not for the glory of today or tomorrow. And that is important. So the building blocks are as well to remember and to celebrate and look forward. But we should as well remember, not with great stories of the past, how beautiful the Christian Artist Seminar was in 1981, you know, the first, I remember that. But things to remember. We got a card earlier this year that one of our former board members, Anne Knaaps, had died. And we should remember her and remember all our great men and women who have been with us through the years and who have contributed a lot. We should never forget a lady like this who truly made a contribution for our well-being and your well-being today. More artists have passed away, and sometimes you get sad when you hear or how people suffer. So that is a thing to remember, but they are not alone. And we were holding her in our prayers over the last days when she lived, and we are still praying for her whole family, that they will be safe and blessed. So we have on one block are sometimes that sad things. Another block is to celebrate. This is a glorious week, special created for you and for all of us, to celebrate God's goodness and His mercy and His compassion, and that will peace and His blessing will last forever. And that is what we are supposed to take with us into the future. Hopefully this week will help you to prepare for that. That's the reason of the lectures of every morning. Some may be difficult to understand, but we need those information to understand how our world works. Because you should know, you are our future as young artists. We are getting older, not stupid, but more wisdom. But basically, the power of creation is in your hands. And I believe in that. We believe in that. We believe in this power of God given to you. That is a power today and for tomorrow to change what we see. It's like what Roswitha said. We depend on artists. We all depend on you because you truly can make a difference as Christian artists. God bless you.
Thank you, Lene Ria. We are almost at the end.
Yes.
Yes. And of course, you know this is going to be the final act, so we have to end with a little bit of excitement. Don't you think so? Yeah? So we're going to do a little warming up.
Yeah.
But because of the weather, we're going to do a really, really little warming up. Okay? So, can you please follow me? Okay. Okay. And this one is a little bit more difficult. Hop. Allez, hop. Hop, hop. Hop, hop. Hop, hop. Hop, hop. Hello. Okay. Hop. Hop. Now, please, everybody has their left, yes, yes, correct, correct. Left index finger up. Now your right hand goes up under the nose of your neighbor. Okay? So look down and you see your hand. Okay? Now what you do is you put your finger on the hand you find there. Put it on top. Okay? Yep. If you're on the outside row, you can put it somebody on the behind you. Yeah? You can do like this. Okay? So try to find the hands and put your finger on the hands and your other hand, your right hand, is under the nose of your neighbor. Okay? Now what we're going to do at the count of 3, we are going to simultaneously pull our finger up and try to grab the finger of your neighbor. Okay? So it's like this movement. Okay, wait. Here we go. Okay? Put your finger back. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this was the exercise.
Right.
I think it's time for... Yeah, we don't have a bazaar here.
It does look like it.
It looks like Queen's Day in Holland. Okay. Little inside joke from over the border. We're going to look at a performer, and we also asked him to...
I'll go. Bye.
Yeah, exactly. To wear a mask, just to find a facial expression that suits him. And the funny thing is, look, yes. This is the mask. Hello. But this is not the performer. This is the stunt double.
Actual
Yes.
stunt double this time.
Yes.
Yes.
And we also asked him a question.
Yes. If you could choose a dinosaur as a pet, which one would you choose?
Oh, yeah. And the answer he gave us was like a brontosaurus. And the reason why?
A plant eater, because nature and what's hidden in nature is his biggest inspiration.
So it's going to be exciting who he is. And we are going to look at Ernesto Arendel. But first, I want to ask his crew on stage. That's Werner, Ruben and Matthijs. And already we ask you to give Ernesto a big round of applause.
Okay. Callisto, dank u wel. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you. Woo. Merci. Hey jongen. Merci, thank you. Oh. Merci, thank you. Thank you.
Ernesto! And the rest. And this is already
Over.
the end for
Tonight.
this evening, for tonight. Yeah. But luckily we have a more wonderful days coming up. So we all hope to see you tomorrow or tonight at the bar. And then tomorrow, maybe a little bit later. Except for the artists and the teachers. Because we still have a meeting. And the participants. Everybody. We just want you all to stay here. Just please lock the doors. Yes?
Now.
Yeah? Thank
Now.
you. Okay?
Quickly.
Make it a double lock. 3 minutes. So we want to ask Peter on the stage because he's going to help us to survive the next couple of days with the workshops. So give him a big round of applause. Here's Peter. There's Peter. Here's Peter. Peter
I think
Smith.
I saw him flying around there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Peter Smith, the one and only.
No mask. Could we have some lights on the audience, please, so I can see who I'm talking to? Oh, right. This is a surprise. Oh, that one. There we are. You don't need to see me, just hear me, please. I can do it quickly. So we got teachers and participants. Normally it's just the teachers and I do it quietly down there. Well, Don does it. So if you can, if it's possible, could you imagine this is Don Grigg giving his usual very warm welcome to you all in that fabulous way he does it. Can you imagine that? So yeah, welcome to everyone. Thank you for being here and being participants. Housekeeping, some basic reminders, and I suppose participants might find this interesting as well. Collect the keys to your room at reception, but please return them promptly so the next class can start. Got that? Registers, please be good about this and get signatures every day. Well, participants, you remember to sign these registers as well, because only in this way can you get your certificate at the end. Now, the forms are very thorough and seem to want you to write your address every day. Somebody said, is that essential? I think if you write your address once, that'll probably do, unless you move house overnight, in which case we need to know. Then remind your students or participants, and participants remember this as well, you need to register a reception for talent evaluation. If you are performing at any event as a teacher, please be on time for your sound check. If you've got any problems, the person to see is Mahio. Any problem at all you've got. But preferably things that relate to the workshops. And the members of the board are all present, so if you any other things you want to ask about, track us down. Well, that was better, wasn't it? A bit closer. Right. Now, this is meant to be a pep talk for the teachers. Now, do I do it? Somebody help me? I was meant to give Don's little pep talk to the teachers. We've got everyone here.
He's saying you are great, so you can do it.
Okay. I've got to edit now as I talk, because there's some things participants don't need to know about that are problems. Anyway. No, I can't say that one. Right, yes, teachers. and you participants can help with this. Be on time for your class. Preferably there before your students. Otherwise, it's such a terrible example. And a good idea to end on time as well, because they've got other things to do. They don't want you all the time, so they've got to get away. And teachers, remember that, no, that's what I can say, this, it's true. What goes on at workshops, you as the teachers, to your participants, are CA. So you're very, very important. And I think the moment where this thing occurs in a workshop between the teacher and the student is that magic moment is what the whole of this organization is about. So those are the precious moments. I'm going to miss out the next bit. Although it was something about, above all, I think kindness is the key, isn't it? We're just kind to each other. Missed that out. Missed that. Oh yeah, this would do. All learning is fun, right? So have some fun and some laughter as you share your gifts and talents. Don't forget chapel. If those of you are going to that, don't forget to be on time. That's the key. If you're going to chapel, please be on time. And if anyone can help with the exhibition, Teddy and I would value a bit of help putting things up, if you've got a spare moment or two. Have I missed anything out? Because I don't want to eat into your time any longer. Missed anything out? Is that okay? Happy with that? Okay, down the bar.